the way I look at it. I look at it as a balancing factor of, okay, so let's go to 1997. Let's go to the NBA and the NFL with the PMGs, the precious metal gems, right? The
Mm-hmm.
precious metal gems, what happened is the condition ended up playing a factor. It wasn't
Yep.
so much the hype of it, or it wasn't so much of the print run. It was like, oh shoot, a PSA 7 in this is actually amazing. That's
Mm-hmm.
what it ended up being. So for the Fortnite market, if the Italian, so if you have PSA 10s of the USA cracked ice, because everybody wants to talk about that, let's say it ends up being 100, let's say it's at 101, right? And then in the Italian market, it ends up being 65 PSA 10s. Then what's the conversation then?
Yeah, we should preface for people who don't know this
Yeah.
episode. This episode is brought to you because of a conversation on the Facebook group where one of the members, Phil, asked, "Would you rather have a USA Black Knight Hollow
Yeah.
or an Italy Black Knight Shard? Both had the same exact condition."
Uh-huh.
So, and what you started to do there is you already started to compare, right, the USA Shard versus the Italy Shard, right?
Right.
So, in this conversation, everyone was saying USA Hollow versus the Italy Shard,
Uh-huh.
and I disagree.
Uh-huh.
And especially if you start saying like the same condition,
Right.
like if you just go off of that alone, let's just
Uh-huh.
talk about that alone. There's 14 Black Knight Hollow Tims USA,
Uh-huh.
and then there's only 6 Cracked Ice Italy Tims.
Uh-huh.
Already, it's doubled
Yeah. Yeah.
already. So that means if you want to trade me a Black Knight Hollow tin for an Italy tin, cracked ice, all day, any day, because there's more than double of them out there. I can always get another Black Knight Hollow.
That's yeah.
There might not be 5 other people willing to get rid of their Black Knight Italy shard,
Uh-huh.
but I guarantee you there's going to be another Black Knight Hollow floating around because there's so
Yeah.
many. There's over 100. Someone might have 9 and a 10, be willing to get rid of the 10 for some money.
Because
So
yeah. Another thing we have to factor in is that it's no longer the PSA stigma as well. Remember, originally PSA was grading the Italian print really hard because they didn't understand the size difference, that slight incremental size difference in the cards. They were getting hit pretty hard for that. And then you add on the factor of the condition compared to, you got the Italian corner, you have all of these aspects
mhm.
that come into it. So I think where the balance comes in is exactly what we're talking about. Okay.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's another thing. Before
Go
you
ahead.
hop off of that,
Yeah.
someone else said, "Oh yes," but I forget who it was, but they said that exactly what you said, that those you Black Knight Hollows are probably 50% Italy,
Right.
and I disagree with that as well
Mm-hmm.
because let's think about this logically, right?
Mm-hmm.
U.S. collects cards.
Right. Okay.
They didn't
Mm-hmm.
go to eBay and start buying Italy cards. People weren't even selling Italy cards when they first came out,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're only sending in their best cards,
Right.
right? Especially now with how expensive it was. Back then, there wasn't that many Italy cards around
Right.
when people were sending them.
Right.
So all 99% of those cards are going to be USA.
Mm-hmm.
And there might be a few Italy in there, but except for the Black Knight shards. The reason why there's so many Italy Black Knight shards is because it was a high value card, so people were
Right.
express sending it in.
Right.
Now, the hollows, those are almost all going to be USA because those were all sent earlier, before the
Okay.
shutdown and everything.
Yeah.
Well, after the shutdown, there's not that many people sitting in hollows.
Right.
There's just not. And during the shutdowns when everyone started buying Italy cards.
Right.
So the way I look at it is no one buys or collects in Europe. We've heard that from European people all the time.
Exactly.
Um, and we know that USA is where like people collect cards.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't understand why people don't I don't understand why people can't believe Panini when they said these were not selling.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
sold out on our website.
Mm-hmm.
So we retracted them from the stores and sold them on our website.
Right.
I mean, it would be dumb of them not to,
Yeah.
and it makes sense. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, well, why is there so many on eBay? Okay, the people selling these are
Mm-hmm.
people who sell everything.
Yeah.
So people on the Facebook group went to a website like Pack and Ship or some kind of website that
Mm-hmm.
went to a third party so that people in Europe would buy them and then ship them to you. Those people weren't interested in Fortnite cards. They were literally interested in flipping them to make money. That's why all the Italy boxes went on eBay. Now, US people are collectors, would collect the cards. So most of the US mega boxes that are now on eBay are in people's collections, or they opened them and kept the cards. You guys don't believe me? Go look at Dave and Adams. They have so many packs that the price just went down from 1,000 to like 800. They even started uploading them on eBay. I saw the Dave and Adams one on eBay, and it said 12 plus, which means they have a crap ton. You know, it's like so. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who are really scared that the Italy reprinted, but Panini has a lot going on that they're not worried about Fortnite cards. It's new. If they wanted to reprint something so bad, it's going to be sports. They lost their sports contract. If they're going to be reprinting anything, it's going to be sport boxes. That's just how it is. That's where all the money is. The boxes are going for thousands and thousands of dollars over here. So there's like cases going for like 30 G's of basketball. So I don't know. I just don't. I just don't believe that they're going to lie and do all that kind of stuff just to make a little bit of profit off of the U.S. market, ordering all the way from Italy. It's too much, in my opinion. Your thoughts on that?
While you were
But
talking, right?
yeah.
I actually looked it up. So right now, where it stands is the Black Knight Crystal Shard USA print is at 30. Then you have the Italian Shard USA print at 35.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the BK Hollow USA print at 106, right?
Mm-hmm.
14 PSA 10s for the Hollow. And for the Crystal Shard Italian print, there are 6 PSA 10s.
Yep.
So now, okay, let me preference this as well. I'm not all the way on Dylan's side. I I am overall because I do think it's a major bias to Italian print that I think is unnecessary. But also on the same end, I genuinely do enjoy the USA print hollow over the Italian cracked ice crystal shard. Just aesthetically to my eyes, right? But also that may be a bias off of me actually pulling it. So if we take all the biases aside, if this trend continues to go on with the pop report, right? If that trend
Mm-hmm.
continues on, are we still going to factor in what sports and what every other trading card game does with low pop? Because if we do that, then Italian crystal shards, that factor may change because there's a lower pop with the Italian shards. It's a harder grade. And if even if those start circulating in, the hollows is still going to circulate in. Matter of fact, I've seen 4 people pull a USA print hollow this week. So the numbers are going to consistently play in this factor. And I do think you would be ridiculous if both of them got a PSA 10. I do think you would be ridiculous to go with a USA print hollow over Italian cracked ice. It just doesn't make logical sense. No matter which one you enjoy more, I also think if you laid them all out on the table and you put them in order, if you had all of them in a PSA 10, you're not putting that USA hollow over that cracked ice unless you're holding on to your bias. And that's just how I feel.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to say it's not. I don't want to say it's not fair or there's an unfair bias. I get where they're coming
For
from,
sure.
and I get it. I like US. I like USA shards more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I do. Yeah, I like that. There's no pattern. I still like these shards, and in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, a shard is a shard, and it looks a lot better than a plain hollow from here. In my
Mm-hmm.
opinion,
Mm-hmm.
um, like if you were to look at these two cards, and I didn't tell you which one, if this was Italy or USA.
Right.
Obviously, this is Italy.
Yeah.
Which would you take? I'm going to give you one. Which would you take?
I'm trying to be on. Okay.
I'm not going to tell you which
I
one.
still would take. I still would take the hollow.
That's crazy to me.
I still would take the hollow. Now here's the thing. I do have a bias though. Let me tell you what my bias is. I am infatuated with the PMGs of sports. like the 1997 PMGs, which is a hollow look. So I genuinely do like the hollow look a lot more. But when I
Okay, so
but when I
but
seen
when you
the
say that,
but when I seen
when
the
you say that,
USA
if this
print,
was USA, if this was USA cracked ice,
well,
would you put the hollow over it?
no, I'm picking the USA print cracked ice. But here's why.
Okay.
Here's why. Like you said, the USA print cracked ice is one of the most beautiful cards I've seen aesthetically. Like when it just
Hmm.
the way the shard lays over the actual skin, it did something. And now, mind you, if you look at my track record, when I got my first USA print cracked ice, I was like, okay, this is a beautiful card. Like, cause originally I was all hollows. Then I got the cracked ice, and I'm like, this is actually insane. Then I opened a Italian mega box, and I pulled a Pilly. I pulled a Pilly, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, this shard looks really, really nice, but I still prefer the hollow. And I was confused by that. But aesthetically, to my eye, that's kind of where I stand. Now, if we go in value, I'm going the shard over that. If if
Yeah.
if it was investment wise, I'm going shard all day. It's no debate over the now not everything, but BK and maybe the top
Mhm.
5. Once you get to the top 10 and down, in my personal opinion, I think it's always hollow. Not always, but in most cases. I don't know
See,
how you feel about that.
I can kind of see where you're going
Yeah,
from, where you're coming from. With once you get to the lower tier ones,
yeah,
you want a USA hollow over that.
yeah,
I probably agree with that too.
yeah.
Um, maybe I don't know.
Okay, so if you
Like I
genuine
would rather have a fish sticks Italy cracked ice because I don't really care for fish sticks, but I'd rather have an Italy cracked ice than just a hollow
Okay,
USA.
I got you. I got you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Put in order of the goo troopers then.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in order.
I'd rather have a cracked ice. I mean, that's an easy one for me. USA cracked ice, Italy cracked ice,
Mm-hmm.
Brazil cracked ice,
Mm.
USA hollow.
So yours is more so based off of the top parallel, or is it
Mm,
aesthetic?
I mean, I'm a little iffy on the
Mm-hmm.
Brazil still, right?
Right.
But aesthetically, and I mean, I just don't see how there's going to be more shards than there's going to be hollows. And people keep saying that, and it's driving me nuts. It literally doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people kept saying. I mean, people kept saying it's what my money can buy. That doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
In 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the 90% of the sealed stuff's going to be sold and opened, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be opened, right? And there's more fat packs, more 3 card packs, more 6 card packs than there were mega boxes.
Yeah.
Way more.
Yeah.
I cleaned out. We all cleaned out. What is it? Noah USA.
NIO, yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, or whatever
NOI,
it's called.
is it NOI? I don't know.
I can't remember. But
Whatever.
you guys know what we're talking about
Yeah.
if you were there. And 5 and below,
Yeah.
um, it was a Walgreens,
Mm-hmm.
Target,
Mm-hmm.
Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
all sold these.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, think about dollar store also.
Mm-hmm.
And on all those packs, you can hit a Black Knight.
Right.
So to say that they printed that many Italy mega boxes to sell to people in a whole nother country, no,
Okay.
I don't think.
And to
My,
actually,
that's just my opinion, though. I just
yeah.
and it's fine that y'all disagree because if the prices go down, I don't want the prices of Italy cars to go up yet. I mean, I'm buying.
Well, yeah.
I have gold troopers. I just got one from one of the Facebook group members recently. If you saw the one I bought, really
Mm-hmm.
good seller, really good condition. Just came in
Yeah.
another Italy.
Yeah.
Like I'm buying these gold trooper
So,
cacti that are really just look nice.
okay. So I have something for you, right? I have a perspective. I actually have
Hmm.
two. I have a lot of thoughts when it comes to this. But it is interesting because if you if you take that, okay, so realistically, you have them. The series 2 Italian print. the shards go
Oh,
the
I
shards
like
go over
bigger
the
ones.
card, right? Do the shards go over the card on the Italian print for the series two?
You mean over the skin?
Skin over the skin, my bad. Yeah.
Yes.
So series two has the print of series one, right?
Close.
Close to it, not
Close
exact,
to it.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So is for me, it has to, yeah, like that aura is like, yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. For me, unbiasedly, I would like if you're collecting. Let's say you're going off your because investment and collection gets very murky. But if you're going
Mm-hmm.
off of collecting a card, like your PC card, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, I had opportunities to get another Lux Hollow. I have a Lux Hollow. I want the Italian print, cracked ice, and then I want the Brazilian print. So if you base it off of what people are going to desire 5 and 7 years from now, it's going to get interesting because the pop report is going to play into that. It's going to be, I think there's a lot more product. And would you consider like what Dave and Adams have and then what's available on eBay for Italian print, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you factoring those two in? Like, because we don't know how much Dave and Adams have. We know that they're consistently restocking. As soon as it sells out on eBay or on their site, they're right back at it within what 2 days, maybe 2 or 3 days. So their inventory compared to the inventory of what the Italian market is on eBay is obviously still in the USA print favor. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to pull rates, if we're always talking about the BK being a hard pull, that doesn't change in the Italian market. It just doesn't go out the water because it's more obviously you have a better chance. But obviously, we see right now that them numbers aren't shooting up anytime soon. We're still seeing BKs, spotty just like any other print. So, how does that
So,
play long term?
so here's my thinking, my opinion, logically how I was thinking about it. Series two is completely different. Let's take series two off the table because they literally changed.
Yeah,
Excuse
it's
me, they
got three
really
in there.
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put three.
Mm-hmm.
So Italy shards should be worth less. I don't even know what the breakdown was. Once I
It's
heard that,
no
I
comparison. Yeah.
yeah. Um, the reason why I like Series One over Series Two, also besides the fact that there's going to be more
Mm-hmm.
shards per box, is that now the design looks the same. Series One, this is the only cracked ice that will ever look like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Take that into effect. You want this pattern?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in 10 years they call this the misprint, the Italy misprint.
Mm-hmm.
All the other patterns are going to be like the other way now.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really care for the change. I like that they were different.
Yeah.
Um, what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, the Black Knight Hollow is safe. So
Mm-hmm.
for Italy,
It
see, let's
is.
say Italy. So I opened up, I don't know, like maybe 10 to 20 Italy mega boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Never pulled a Black Knight. Everything was just as hard to pull
That's yeah.
as USA. It
Mm-hmm.
was not easier to pull good cards out of the Italy boxes.
Right.
It wasn't. And then let's go back to USA Hollows.
Mm-hmm.
It is not harder to pull a Black Knight hollow than it is another hollow.
Right.
Excuse me. In my opinion,
That's
and in
interesting.
logically, and in my experience, I'll tell you this: the card I've pulled the most of is the Skull Trooper,
Mm.
an epic card, which is supposed to be harder to pull. I pulled it more than any other card.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that doesn't mean there's more Skull Troopers out there at Hollow
Mm-hmm.
than there are the rest. It
Mm-hmm.
just doesn't. It just means that I got lucky and I pulled it. I was buying from all different places.
Yeah. I
It's
don't.
just the probability rate.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a specific card, let's say a shard,
Mm-hmm.
if you're looking for a Black Knight shard, so it's supposed to be like 1 out of 100, right? Because there's
Right.
two cards on.
Right.
Um, so you're like, if I buy 100, I'm gonna hit one, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not how it works. When you get one box, this is how probability is supposed to work. You get one box,
Right.
and you're only looking for one card. 99% of the time you're gonna miss it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. You have to
Right.
do it per box, and
Right.
so hey, some people get lucky in the same card. There's so many options out there that you can't just say off your personal experience. It just doesn't work that way.
For sure. Because for me, I haven't opened up as much product as half the Facebook group. So let me preference that as well. But there's people like, for instance, I've never put a Lux base or a Lux Hollow. I've never pulled a Pilly Hollow, right?
Mhm.
But I've pulled over 8 Pilly base. Then you go Skull Trooper. I've never pulled a Skull Trooper besides one base. So all of these factors in, like you said, it's just that
Mhm.
across the board, everybody's experience has been different. And I think like even you think about I think actually in series two, a lot of the numbers may have been justified when it came to actually hard pulls, but that's another conversation. Uh,
Yeah,
the
series two. That's a
y-
good. Real
yeah,
quick, series two makes it like change that whole conversation.
yeah,
It's all about series one
right,
because series two is they had. Let's just say real quick, they had different amounts of each type of card, and it didn't make sense.
right,
So, for instance, since we're talking about pull rates, we might as well just throw it in here. Um, there was 50 legendary,
mm-hmm,
I think, and 30. What are these? Uncommon. So the green.
yes, yeah,
So that would mean that because they always paired the uncommon
mm-hmm,
with the legendary. So to get that would mean, in my opinion, there's less uncommon than there are legendary.
right,
There would
right,
have to be because they would have to print the legendary set twice just to hit
mm-hmm,
every single uncommon,
right,
which made that very interesting because series one there was the same amount for each.
mm-hmm,
So I think in series one, I think they just threw it out the window and just printed everything pretty evenly. You got a cracked ice.
mm-hmm,
That's what I think. I think they did that with hollows too. Because nowhere did they say that like there's less legendary hollows, but then they were very clear that there was this amount of legendary cards and there's
mm-hmm,
a hollow per pack. And I opened up a lot of packs and it was never like weighed that I always get an uncommon. Finally, I get a legendary. Right?
right,
It was
right,
pretty even.
right,
So in my opinion, I think they did it. And then Series Two came out. I think they changed it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I think
hmm,
they changed it by they noticed okay, there's not always going to be the same amount legendary as we're going
right,
because they base the so for those who don't know, they don't come up with the uncommon legendary epic. Panini does not come up with that.
yeah,
That's purely based on how much the skin costs in the game.
mm-hmm,
So if it's 800 V bucks,
mm-hmm.
it's an uncommon. It's an uncommon
It's based
skin.
off the game. Yeah,
Yep. So all the legendary skins were 2,000 V bucks to buy
mm-hmm,
the skin in the game,
mm-hmm,
and that's where Panini comes up with what the legendary of the card is.
right,
So they realized that it's not always going to be even as they put out more sets. So now they started changing it up,
right,
and it would be interesting to see what happens in Series Three that comes out because I have no idea. Now
yeah.
they even added the what do you call it? The ice cards, the ice pack.
The frozen bundle pack. Well, the frozen
Yeah,
pack. Let's yeah.
yeah, the frozen pack, and that's going to have different. If you read the description, it almost has like the same type of rarity as the legendary,
Mm-hmm.
but they might not be. I don't know.
Right.
It was a little weird how they wrote it because there's you could get a legendary or a frozen card.
Mm-hmm. So see, and I think yeah, and like you said, it's I'm interested to see. I don't want to get off the topic of this, but I'm
Hmm.
interested to see what happens in series three because now we've debated over tons of topics. We've put
Hmm.
cards in chronological order. We've done top 25s, Dylan with his mastery, but now people know more than they did in series one, and they know more than they did in series two. So, what is their approach going to be? Because me and you have talked about it tons of times before when it came to what Series 2 stands for compared to what Series 1 stands for. Series 1 is nostalgia, Series 2 is based off of popularity, in my opinion, popularity in the game. We won't even call it sweat skins because that may go over some collectors' heads. There's a lot
Hmm.
of popular, commonly, consistently used skins and cards in Series 2. But Series 3 comes along, and I think it's not going to be easily fluctuated as the other two were able to be. You know what I mean? So we also don't know the checklist at the same time. So it's going to be interesting, but
Now, I did come up with a checklist on FortniteCards.com in one of the
that was a
blog
good
posts.
one.
Now, I didn't just like throw a whole bunch of skins because people always say, "Oh, I want this skin in there. This skin's coming next time,"
Yeah.
and like people were saying, Renegade Raider's going to be in there. We don't know. That'd be great, but
Right.
we don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is I looked back at there's a website where it tracks when all the skins come out,
Yeah.
and they stopped at a specific point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took that time and I did the same amount of skins going forward.
Was it chapter 2 season 6 or 8? Was it 8? No, it was 6. 6.
For which chapter two
Oh,
season?
where they stopped for series 3. It was chapter 2 season 6, right? Because they
Oh,
had
okay.
Spire.
Yeah, because they had the spire on there. Yeah,
Yeah,
um, maybe
maybe.
we don't know because they changed the box.
Mhm. Yeah, cuz it got jewels on it now, right?
Yeah, so at first they had Raz on there,
Mhm.
which was chapter two, season six,
Mhm.
and then they took him off the box,
Right.
which was interesting. And because I know a lot of people want Agent Jonesy,
Mhm.
who would be a great card, right?
Very great card.
And he came out in the same season as Raz
Mhm.
because that was the whole intro. He was part of that. They took him off the box, which means technically maybe if they took him out of the set, maybe like why did
So
they take him out of the box?
so how many okay, so what happened with series 3, right? There's
Hmm.
going to, hypothetically speaking, it's probably going to be a lot of prototype cards. I think they went back to the drawing board a couple times. It might be a lot of throwaway cards or resets because they had the opportunity to. Because it seems as though there was like a little gap in time where they shifted back. Like it was like this is what we're gonna do, and then it's like, oh wait a second, you know,
Like because
whatever the reason may have been.
they changed something. I don't know
That's
what
what
it
I'm
is,
saying. Yeah,
but they changed the. I mean, there's a reason. They're not just going to change the whole box because they already uploaded it
yeah.
to the site.
Mm-hmm.
So something happened. They're like, all right, no, we got to go back to the drawing board, you know. And I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They've changed stuff before at the last minute. Um, that was very last minute because I was emailing with one of the
Yeah.
VPs and he said that it's ready to go to print.
Right.
And so I sent out my email subscription, told everybody it's going to print, and then nothing happened. And
Mm-hmm.
then they uploaded the website and then they changed everything. So I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, Beckett had. So it looks like they changed it, right? And they put it up, they told Beckett, I guess, because they got it somehow, and they said November 29th.
Yeah.
That came and that passed, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
Tori was January. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
they keep pulling things back. So who knows why?
Right. Hmm.
What are they adding? What are they doing? Are they changing something? Um,
Because you
I
said
think it's good. I think it's a positive thing
right.
because I don't want a half-ass product
Mm-hmm.
to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is, maybe because they lost the license for everything else, they're approaching this differently.
Yeah, because realistically, just based off of how good Fortnite has been doing in the past, let's say 6 months, right?
Hmm. Past
If you
4 years, they're doing great.
Yeah, if you look at it, it might end up being for Panini, UFC, and Fortnite, as in number one and two. Whoever's number one or two, UFC is doing really well, but they're also pushing UFC. Like when you go to the the
Hmm.
dealers in the card store, like conventions, they're actually pushing Panini. Right? I mean, they're actually pushing UFC. I
Yeah,
can
I
see,
noticed that.
yeah,
Yeah, I
I
noticed that on their website.
yes, yeah, yeah. So I can see, and that's a good mix. UFC and Fortnite is a very good mix in my opinion, just based off of the dynamics of those two fan bases. They don't really merge too often.
Mhm.
So they can focus and target in very different ways. And I definitely think Panini has went back to the drawing board on Fortnite a couple different times. Between
Yeah,
Nat Turner of PSA has brought up Fortnite cards in almost
a couple of
every
times.
in every podcast I've watched that he had an interview. He's brought it up every single time. Then you have,
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, we've gone way off topic,
We
but that's
have,
fine.
yeah,
You've heard about Italy and USA all the
yeah.
time.
We just wanted to touch
I'll
on
just
it.
Yeah, just to bring it back a little bit to see how this relates is we're starting talking about basketball,
Hmm.
like PSA and people pushing cards and stuff, and the amount of cracked ice and hollows is going to be so small
Hmm.
compared to any other modern
Hmm.
card because they
Hmm.
call them modern cards, right?
Right.
So modern basketball, like Luca's price, even though he's an amazing basketball player, still he's not hurt or
Hmm.
anything like that. His prices are coming down
Hmm.
because he has like over 30,000 graded rookie cards or something ridiculous.
Right. Right.
And I'm sorry, the what are we saying? The max is 500,
That would
and
be,
like,
yeah.
and that's us taking the max, adding 100 to it, and
Hmm.
doubling it.
Yeah. Hmm.
So like that's very generous that there's 500 of each cracked ice card out there.
Which is literally not, but we're just gonna go with. We're just
Yeah, we're
gonna,
just going to
yeah,
just to play it safe. Let's talk about like there's the Fortnite comic, right? The
yeah.
hollow one,
Hmm.
um, which I'm big on too. I have one a 9.8, and everyone's like, "Oh, we gotta get one." There's only 500 of those
Hmm.
possible,
Hmm.
and then I'm like, "Okay, well, you know, there's not 500 of the cracked ice."
Well, yeah, like, and even okay, let's big up a collector real quick, right? Let's talk about what Eduardo did when he got his PSA submission back of Black Knights, right?
Hmm.
While everybody was debating Italian, Brazilian, USA print, he got all of them. He got all of them
Hmm.
in cracked ice. He got all of them in hollow, and he got all of them in base. And
Hmm.
all of those grades, he sourced out the highest grades, A, B, and C. But the reason why I brought that out is there's there could be an and instead of for a or. But if we do a or, uh, I think the bias is still standing on the Italian print. And like you said, we understand why. Like, don't get me wrong, because most 90% of my collection is USA print, and that's what I look for first, more than not, all the time. But that's just
Hmm.
because I feel like I'm not at the point in my collection yet to focus on Italian. I have certain cards that I want, and that's just based off of how I collect. It's not based off of really the market. I don't really like, I'm just basing it off of what's next. Like, I have a list and then it's factoring in. But when I come back up, and I will be going for the Italian print, I'm not against it. And I do think uh in most
See,
cases I would like a
I see,
Lux.
I see,
Yeah.
I see a flaw in your plan, and this is why.
Go
I'll
ahead.
go.
Yeah.
There's so many people, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people who are not going to get their favorite card cracked in USA cracked ice, right? Or
Right.
the card they like. There's so many people in the group that's not going to get Black Knight cracked ice,
Right.
or let's say Skull Trooper, right? Because
Right.
I've seen quite a few Skull Trooper cracked ice that have gone for what could have been affordable,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they're all like, "Man, oh, I don't want it Italy." Okay, but the price is as low as it's probably going to get.
Right.
I got a Gold Trooper cracked ice for $65,
Right.
65, 75, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, in 10 years, if I had passed on that and that card goes up to crazy amounts, I'm like, man, I could have bought that for $75.
Right.
If it doesn't, oh, well, I'm out $75. But guess what? That's the best deal. That's
Yeah.
better than saying, God, I don't want that because it's not USA. I want the $16,000 one on eBay that I can't ever
Right.
afford.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're shooting yourselves in the foot. I mean, I'm not talking about the people who are big ballers and like they get all the USA.
Exactly.
You're happy. That's fine. That's fine. You can talk. You can talk like that. You've got the money. You can invest in the good.
Correct.
I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
premium. That's fine. But Italy is shot on so much
Mm-hmm.
that it's like it's so low that it's like begging to be bought.
Right.
An Italy Skull Ranger Hollow sold for tonight.
Mhm.
I was watching it and I was gonna bid on it, but then I was grocery shopping and I forgot.
Mhm.
I think it went for like $15.
Mhm.
An
Mhm.
Italy Hollow, and so I mean, it's like if you don't have your chase cards or you don't have these good cards in USA, why aren't you buying the Italy ones? Just
Right.
because everyone else is crapping on them?
See.
That's silly because
Yeah.
that's going to change in the future. They have a higher ceiling
Mhm.
compared percentage wise,
Mhm.
right? My Ghoul Trooper Italy can go up like thousands more percent
Mhm.
than the USA one.
So what you're saying is, I guess, what you're saying is exactly what I technically did. So here's the thing. What I mean is, so let's use Lux, right? I have the
Hmm.
Lux USA print cracked ice, which I just sent in the PSA, right? And then I have the Lux Hollow, and then I have Lux bases for days. Now I'm gonna get the Lux Italian print. Here's the way I did that was, like you said, if I look back 5 to 7 years,
Hmm.
what am I gonna be sick about? And unfortunately, aesthetically, when I seen a Lux cracked ice, I had to have that card. That was it. When when I seen the Italian one, I was like, okay, I can wait. And that was just me, right? That wasn't.
Now, remember our last episode.
Yeah.
What
What?
what happens when you wait?
No, for
Remember what
sure.
we said?
But here's the
Because I
thing.
said I said we can wait. Like you want your card, you can wait. You want that aura,
Yeah.
you can. Where I know it's Italy, but you can wait.
Yeah.
Right now, it's cheap.
Yeah.
You know, you say you can wait, and then 6 months down the line, they run out of USA ones. There's only Italy,
But now watch
and
this.
then that price shoots
Yeah.
up.
Now watch this. So what are we? So now I'm gonna add to what my plan, not what my plan is, but what my approach is when it comes to these things. What are we
Hmm.
talking about? The way people look at USA versus Italian. So my inventory of USA, when it comes to a trade, the way people look at USA, even if it's a mid tier, they'll do that for a USA compared to an Italian print Lux. The thing is, the Lux Italian print is never low. If I don't know if you noticed that, it's never ever low. Like, for instance, it's one on there right now, 456. You have one that's like 580, and obviously in the Facebook group, I can do that. I just was technically focusing
Hmm.
on other things, and the truth of the matter is, because I have the Lux USA print cracked ice, I'm content. And that's just the
Yeah.
truth. I think that's what it is more than anything. So it would be more so if I didn't get the Italian print, I wouldn't be mad because I do have the USA print. Now, if I didn't have the USA print at this point, I would already have the Italian print of the Lux. It just
Hmm.
happened to fall in my lap. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I get that. I can see
Yeah.
that. I guess what I should say, right, is
Hmm.
right now is a great time
You're not
to
lying.
shoot your shot on Italy cards, on the
Yeah.
Italy cracked ice cards. And yeah, people are comparing them, and like the price keeps coming down and down. Now I'm picking them up. They're gonna run out. Gold Trooper,
Hmm.
like I the thing about like investing in stocks. I bought my first Gold Trooper cracked ice card for $500 off eBay.
Hmm.
My second one, $500 off
Dollar
eBay,
cost average.
and now I bought a $65 one. I bought another one for around that price. And then for a while I bought them right, and then once for a while there, the last like 2 months, the only ones on eBay were 500 plus.
Right.
Italy, and then
Right.
one showed up on the Facebook group, and then another one sold, and people look at the last sold, yeah, but the people who
Mm.
haven't aren't willing to sell for that low anymore. And
And
then
that.
once that happens, it's going to shoot up again.
Hmm.
So it's like if you're looking short term, go USA. If
Hmm.
you want to make your money back and like sell USA, that makes sense. I can't sell my Italy here and make a huge profit.
Hmm.
I'm not saying you can. I'm not saying you will in a year.
Hmm.
But as a collector, that will gain value. It
Right.
just is almost impossible not for it to not gain value.
Right.
There's way too many people who play this game, who love this game, who are going to come into this hobby and be looking for the same cards as you, and there won't be enough.
Hmm.
So
And
I
that's
just think that it's silly. I just think it's silly.
but and it is and okay, so even with what you're saying, I'll even come on your side a little bit, right? I remember when I knew 100% without a shadow of a doubt I was never getting a Black Knight Cracked Ice USA print. I remember when it triggered in my head, I'm like, all right, this is gone, right? I
Hmm.
immediately went to, I didn't even go to Italian because that was out the gate. So I started looking at Brazilian print. And at the time, it was just some sketchy accounts I didn't trust, right? But to what you're saying is, just don't be so narrow minded where you miss the opportunities. There's opportunities
Hmm.
everywhere. And if you're laser focused because what you're getting at, just to clarify, is this is if you don't have any skin in the game. Don't be so focused on that. Let's say that
Or
USA print.
even if you do, right? Because so
Uh,
like when I let's say this is how I approach it, right? There's skins that I like. There's cards that I like,
mm-hmm.
and like you were saying, dollar cost averaging, right? I
Yeah.
card cost average.
Right.
Let's say like that. So like I'll go on eBay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll, as soon as it gets posted, if it's a really good card that I want, first I'll see if it's Italy. If it's a good deal at the time, I'm gonna buy it.
Right.
If it's the USA, a good deal at the time, I'm gonna buy it. I'm not only looking for USA. I'm not ignoring the Italy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for the skin.
Right.
Okay, at the best deal at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why, like, I wasn't out looking for Italy auras.
Right.
I didn't have this. I just had aura saved as a search. She popped up, and it was a good price for a graded aura that I knew was in pretty good condition.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was like, okay, I'll buy that one. This wasn't $1,000. This was $800. This was
Right.
$100 for this one.
Right.
It
Right.
was definitely worth it, and so that's how I approach it. And I just think that, like you said, people are a little too narrow minded to like say, "Oh no, these are way better," or "There's less USA than there are." Okay, well, there's hardly any at all.
Right.
I mean, go look
See.
for or cracked ice on eBay right now. And
Right.
there's so many Italy cracked ice.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Mm-hmm.
look on eBay and see how many there are.
See, like to what you're like, for instance, like let's go with uh Lux, right? The thing,
Mhm.
like I literally just looked on eBay, right? I
How many Italy Lux cracked ice are on eBay?
so right now there is you have three Brazilians. You have a SGC 9 that's at 1,000 or best offer. Then you have Italy cracked ice for 699 or best offer. Um, you have another Italy that's at no, it's a Brazilian print that's at 1,000, and then 435 or best offer. Like Lux, other prints outside of USA, they don't budge, and that's not a bad thing. That's a great thing. It's a healthy market. Um,
Hmm.
but to your point, I haven't had the experience of getting a Lux Italian
Yeah,
print
I
under a
hear you.
hundred. Like I haven't, not even close.
I think that proves my point, right?
It
Because
does. It
if you go
does.
on eBay, it's like I've made offers,
Right.
right? Like I've tested this.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, there was a point where there's four Ghoul Trooper Italy cracked ice on eBay. All of them, there was one for like over 1,000, and then there's like two or three around $600.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, are these people playing, or like
Right.
they seriously want to sell it for that?
Mm-hmm.
Because this was when one sold for 90. When I looked on the last one sold. I might have bought one of those, but two
Mm-hmm.
sold for like 90, and
Yeah.
I was like, that was the last sale. Maybe this dude is just trying to get a little bit more.
Yeah.
I offered up to like 400 on a $600 card, and he denied it.
Mm.
And the other one, and the other one, I did like 3 or 400. I went to each of them and did it, and they denied it because it's worth more to them
Mm-hmm.
than that 3 or 400 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, all of these cards are going to end up in a collection where it's worth more to them than what you want to buy it for.
Mm-hmm.
And the price is just going to keep going up.
Yeah.
You know, and so like right now, when you got people who have the cards and they're listening to everybody in the Facebook group, and I'm fine with it. They can stay low. Y'all can say I'm wrong. That's fine.
Right.
Because I mean, I like the cards. I'm gonna keep buying them. If they go lower, I'm gonna buy them.
Right.
I mean, I bought Hush. Like I know Series 2 is different, but I bought a Hush cracked ice for $5. A cracked ice
$5.
hush for $5. I mean, if you can't tell me I'm not gonna at least
Yeah,
double my money,
yeah.
quadruple my money, I mean, come on now. You can't find hush cracked ice at all in USA on there.
See, and
So
that
people are gonna
goes,
have to buy the Italy.
but also, uh, this is not getting off topic. This is staying on topic in a different
Mhm.
way. I've experienced way too many times where people will say something like, "That's too low," or a let's go Italian print or USA print. But when they're faced with that situation, they end
Mhm.
up either not doing anything or folding, or it's like, would you buy it for that price? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, let's talk about the Black Knight sale with Ed with 26K. We heard so many times that this was too low or it should have been this price. And it's like, but what did the guy with the, like you brought up, what did the guy with the actual funds to buy this, where did they meet at? Because now
Yeah.
he
How
created the
much
new
was it
price.
worth to him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he created the new
Mhm.
price. And so the buyer and the seller came up with an agreement and where they both were happy, right? And it's like, just because it's not the number you desire it to be, because maybe, you know, you have,
You want your card to keep climbing.
yeah,
I
it's
mean, it's like these cards are selling for crazy amounts, right? So
right.
like him doubling it, him selling a card for 50,000
Mm-hmm.
versus $25,000. If
Mm-hmm.
you're looking for the market to get more exposure, like tell anybody that plays Fortnite that, and you'll blow
It's
their mind at $25,000.
mm-hmm.
That doubling, quadrupling, it means the same thing. It'll have the same effect. If you
100%.
tell someone a Fortnite card sold for 100,000
Yeah.
versus a Fortnite card sold for 25,000,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna have the same effect. Then we're like, oh crap! Well, let me go look at this.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I mean that whole argument is just weird to me. It's the collectors are gonna make the market. The more people who get in to collect it, when there's no more supply, the price is gonna go up.
Because okay, so let's add on to that. We're just adding, trying to add dynamics to this
Mhm.
conversation. What happens, because we seen it happen when the it was an Italian print. I think it sold, I can't remember, it was a like a month or so ago. It sold for close to eight, it might have been 8,000 or 10,000. I can't remember what
Yeah, I remember this.
yeah, yeah. And it
Hmm.
shifted. I remember everybody's messaging and it's shifting like, whoa, it's selling for this price. Oh my gosh, it's going for this price. And everybody started looking at their Italian print. That's the cycle. The cycle is, until somebody proves you that it's this value, until that person steps out on a ledge and pays, let's say, $2,000 over the last price, then it finds value to you. So you have to find your own value in that card. Like, it's like, what is it worth to you? Like you said, it's like you got to pull the trigger at the price that you're willing to pay. Sometimes you have to create a new comp, unfortunately, but
So
that's how it goes.
this is where people start paying more for a card
Right.
when they've been searching for this card
Mm-hmm.
for 2 3 months and it never comes up.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they do that, right? They keep searching for the card, it never comes up, and one finally pops up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Black Knight Italy Cracked Ice finally shows up. You're willing to pay more than the last one
Right.
because if you don't, someone else is going to, and then you're going to either wait or never ever get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, so when I saw some of these auras recently pop up, I mean, I hit buy when I saw the
Mm-hmm.
10. I hit buy. It was kind of out of my budget, right?
Right. Right.
Way out of my budget. I don't usually pay that much for cards, right? I try
Mm-hmm.
to buy low and then just
Yeah.
collect. And then, but I said, if I don't do this, I might not see another aura for a while, you
Right.
know? And so, and like another one just sold on eBay and now there's none up there. So I can't buy one. So like if
And
I wanted one,
it's sold for what?
so
920.
yeah, the raw sold for 920. I bought my SGC Beauty here for 1,000.
Wait, you can't see you trying to play. So I gotta put mines in there too as well. This is a this is a couple. So as y'all will know down the road and consistently, Aura is definitely one of our cards. We
Hmm.
don't, we do not hide that at all. Dylan did great with the cracked ice early, and I did great with the Optichromes. I ended up having like I was so mad I didn't have a cracked ice. I think over time I accumulated probably 11 Optichromes. Uh and I
Yeah,
ended up
you
yeah,
say that.
yeah,
I had about 15, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. And
I don't have
obviously
much.
yeah, and obviously, it was some people in the community that needed one that didn't have one
Mhm.
that I ended up selling to. I did sell. I had an opportunity to get a PSA 9 Omega cracked ice, so I did have to liquidate in something that I had clean profit on. I mean, I bought the Optichromes for $30, 25, 15. Uh, so it was clean profit where I sold them for I believe 230. So it was just I'm sorry, I love aura, but with that one to get into the card when I have, more auras and I have my collection, I
Mhm.
had to do that. So, but with that
I
being
mean,
said,
I've done that too. She's my
yeah,
card, right? And,
yeah,
like, if there's something else you want and you don't have, like, if you have trade value
yeah,
and you have extras, that's what makes it beautiful, right?
yeah, yeah. And it's because you have to factor in that you're not selling away one of your favorite cards. Your favorite card allowed you to get
Mhm.
another card because you made a great decision. You bought in early,
Now, when
so
you get down to your last one,
then
that
it's
makes it
yeah,
that's when it starts to hurt, right?
but
And then that's
yeah.
when, like, the value in your mind goes up.
100%. And
Mhm.
it's like and that's kind of what happened to me. Like, I just wanted a clean master set of aura. Like I'm like, okay. Which I'm just gotta get the Italian print whenever that happens. You know,
Funny you say that. I don't have a like I don't discriminate as much
yeah,
for like the Optimum and Hollows, right? I don't really care that much about whether it's Italy or Hollow. I mean, I know USA. Like, if I wanted to make money, I know USA sells for more, so I'll sell
right.
that one. Um, but like if I was looking, like I didn't go looking for Italy Optichrome. I don't even know if I have one. I might.
Yeah, I never did
Um,
that. Yeah, that's interesting.
so I bought the cracked ice because I wanted a cracked ice. I bought Optichrome. I wanted an Optichrome. Now, if it's Italy and it's cheaper, then yeah, I'll buy it. If it's USA and it's
Yeah.
the right price, I'll buy it. But like, I don't go looking for that set. I want that parallel. Now, I can see why Series One that would be different because the pattern's different.
Hmm.
With a different pattern, I could see you wanting to complete both sets. That makes sense to me.
Yes, that makes sense. Wait, so what do you feel about the Italian hollows?
Um, I think that the only Italian hollows that should be underpriced compared to, let's say, USA,
Hmm.
theoretically, um, are the epics. And I was wrong about this.
Because
Someone corrected me on Facebook a long time ago. But when you bought a blaster box from USA,
hmm.
you got a random epic, which was base.
Yeah,
Italy blaster boxes gave you a hollow
right.
epic in every blaster box,
Hmm.
which means that there's a lot more Italy hollow epic cards possible.
Hmm.
Now, I still don't think that Europe printed more Fortnite in general than the USA through Walgreens, Target,
Yeah.
Walmart, Dollar Store. Um, but since there's only 50 and there's one in each blaster box, if there was ever a chance that Italy was less printed, the epics probably weren't.
So
So
where's the opportunity for the Italian market when it comes to the hollows? Do you think I mean obviously there's an opportunity with low cost obviously, but
mhm.
do you feel there's like how is that aspect of the Italian
I think
market?
I think they're all low, and I think that the legendary, common, and uncommon Series One hollows
Mhm.
are the lowest and have the most potential.
Mhm.
I mean, the epics still have potential, but they're not going to be as rare
Mhm.
as the other ones. So I think like a Skull Ranger that sold today, the hollow.
Mhm.
I mean, that as a 10 is going to be a lot more rare,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So, I mean, I know we've seen a lot, and I just don't. It's still hard for me to believe that there's more Italy cards than there are USA.
So
I'll just say that.
yeah, and then even on this, right? So I was looking at the what is it? Let's see. Hopefully it's still here. I don't.
I mean, there's so many factors that
Right.
play into what you see.
Mhm.
Just because you see a lot of stuff selling on eBay in 2021 does not that it could mean nothing to the overall logical
100%.
argument of which card was printed the most,
Right.
right? There's so many different factors. When did they come out? What group of people sell on eBay? You know, who
Mhm.
got those cards? You know, so
Okay.
like if a lot of people are collecting these in the USA, not selling them,
Mhm.
but everyone in Europe is selling their Fortnite cards because they don't collect.
Right.
You're going to see a lot more Italy, you know.
So,
So everyone could be wrong. No one knows the print except
and
for
that's
Panini.
yeah, and that's a
And
fact. That's
all
what
we
we
can
have to
go
look.
after is just look at demographic. We approach it like a business,
Mhm.
and like if I was running Panini,
Mhm.
where would I print more cards?
Mhm.
In Europe or in the USA?
Right.
So I mean that's how I approached it, and that's the only thing I took in. I didn't take in like what I'm seeing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I mean, I took that in, but then I kind of saw all the other factors, and I was like, I can't really use that. That data isn't accurate. You know,
Right.
there's too many different factors going on there. So if I look at it just as a whole, like if I was to start that business, and based on the demographics and who and what demographics do what in what countries, um, based off of the history of how many cards are being collected in the U.S. versus Europe, just that alone,
Mhm.
it was pretty obvious to me that and I also think they test. I think they test in Europe, and they because you'll see Minecraft was Europe only cards, Fortnite Reloaded was Europe only
Mhm.
cards. I feel like they do a lot of testing on cards there
Mhm.
before they bring it here and start mass producing it and like sending it to the kids here.
So this was interesting because this is on top of the conversation we had. I can't remember if we put this in a live or not, but we talked about the Brazilian master set, right? And how you said something. I'll let you say it in your words, but you were saying something
Hmm.
along the lines how you were very skeptical on the Brazilian because of the master set aspect. But on top of that thought, before you give it,
Hmm.
factor in that there is for the Black Knight Crystal Shard for Brazilian print, there's only two PSA nines, right? And that's
Hmm.
because of the factor of the shutdown and possibly people didn't feel the condition was good enough, or what do you factoring that in and what you feel about the
Hmm.
master set? What is your overall thought
Okay.
on the Brazilian market?
Okay. So I don't know if this applies to anybody else, but for the longest time it was USA versus Italy, USA versus Italy, USA versus
Mm-hmm.
Italy. Then where the hell did Brazil cards come from? Like
Mm-hmm.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was buying a Brazil. I mean, I thought I was buying an Italy Gold Trooper PSA 9
Yeah.
on eBay. It came and it was Brazil. I was like, what the
Yeah.
hell is Brazil? Yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't even think to look on the back, like
Mm-hmm.
at the because it was the same pattern
Yeah.
as Italy, and so like that threw me through a loop. And I thought I had something kind of rare, and then I've seen at least 5 to 7 master sets be requested for sale or whatever.
Right.
It's like where are they getting this master set? And then I also heard from just a source, and they heard from their cousin, who heard from their sister, whose brother worked there,
Mm-hmm.
that they were selling master sets. Now, don't
Mm-hmm.
take this. I mean,
Right.
take it with whatever you want. This is just hearsay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, the fact that I've never seen it anywhere, I barely even see the boxes to
Mm-hmm.
buy them from. So it could be the most rare set ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or there's a crap ton because I saw somebody just had stacks and stacks of hot. Did you see that in the Facebook
Yeah.
group?
Yeah.
Someone posted, and like the stacks were like 60 cards deep
Mm-hmm.
per hollow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, do you know how many packs you have to open to have 60
Yeah.
like stacks and stacks of hollows?
Yeah.
Series one,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the back of my head, that conversation with that source was just like, man, that would make sense why so many master sets are complete and why someone would have stacks of hollows if they're just somehow just buying it from the factory just So I just decided to stay away from it. If I lose out, and that's the most rare set, I lose out. Um, if there's a card I want, go and and it's like graded or something. Like I have a couple. Like I have like three Brazil cards
Hmm.
graded. I mean, if it's like under $30, I might buy one.
See,
But
but why can't I find that in Lux? I just don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Like I have not found a
a Brazil
deal,
luck.
Italian or Brazil. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. I've also haven't reached out to the Facebook community. So
Hmm.
I'll say that I haven't. Once I
You
do
just haven't.
that, yeah. Once I do that, I know I'll find what I'm looking for. But I'm just so surprised by eBay where people automatically put that at that, and this, mind y'all, this is my favorite card. So I'm really being honest. Like I don't. It confuses me. Like I thought that I would find one that was under 100, maybe
Mhm.
150, and I have that saved. I haven't seen it. You know, unless it was completely beat up. I just have not seen
Now
that.
I know. I think the reason being is back when when the collecting first started, people didn't know what to collect because, like we've discussed before, a lot of these people don't play the game. And I'm not saying Lux is a bad card at all by any
Right.
means,
Yeah.
but they labeled her as the Grail
Mhm.
before the Black Knight
Mhm.
because she was number 300,
300. Right. Right.
which it makes sense. Like if I was coming into this blind, she's legendary and the last card,
Mhm.
and she looked vicious, right? She looks
Right.
cool. So I was
It's
like,
a
if
dope
I was
card.
gonna stab at the dap, yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's gotta be the last card. It's the last card in the set. It's gotta be the hardest.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that probably still carries weight.
And it's and I wanted to. Don't get me wrong. It's
Yeah.
my I don't want my card to lose value, and I don't want my favorite card to just be by the wayside. But I will say for gamers, when they come in, I think they're gonna have a lot of moments like me. Like
Hmm.
they might also have the moment where they come in. Now I'll also preference this. We're always gonna be honest. My guy Dylan right here had connected the plug, and I got a haze, cracked ice, and singularity. I just closed the deals on those.
Oh,
So
oh, did you from that one seller?
yeah, yeah. So
Great seller, by the way. Great
uh,
conversation with him.
Daniel,
Um,
right? Daniel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I closed that. And the reason why I want to preference that is because I do have them in my collection now. Where before when we were talking about it, I didn't. But some a gamer might come in and be like, wait, these cards are still Hush is still at this price. Like, there's gonna be those cards that they're completely confused about. And I think that's gonna be an interesting dynamic
Did you get the
consistently.
Hush? You think you said Haze. Did you get
I did
Hush?
say Haze. I did say Haze. I meant Hush.
Okay,
I'm
you got
sorry.
the Hush too.
Yeah, I got the Hush, USA print cracked ice, and I got the Singularity as well.
Yeah, I fell
S-
on my sword for you for that one
Yeah.
because I've been looking
Hey,
for another one of those.
but
Oh my gosh!
let me give myself
Before-
credit. Let me give myself credit as well. I got I shot I gave Dylan the alley hoop with the aura.
Mhm.
He has another aura in his
That's
collection.
true. That's true. I
So
got my
so
aura,
yeah,
and you got a card, so
yeah.
that's fair. But
So it's balanced out.
and here's one of the reasons is I was talking to the seller. I was like, I bought the aura, and I told my wife I bought another card, and then she's like, Christmas is like in a week.
Yeah,
Let's slow down on cards. And I was like, okay, I won't buy those. Let me make sure Rob checks this out because I know
yeah,
he's looking for a house. And I was like, I got those USA cracked ice cards coming.
yeah, yeah.
So if those who don't know, a pack of USA shards came up on eBay for $600,
Mhm,
and like I've said before, when something pops up on there at a price that you haven't seen in a very long time,
mhm.
you're willing to go over your budget. So I bought that pack because I haven't seen US shards for that cheap, and
Yeah.
I really want like a USA Skull Trooper, Ghoul Trooper, or Black Knight. Some of the other ones I have already, but I don't have any in USA of those three. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna shoot my shot and try to do this right. And sadly, sadly, um, I got refunded.
Oh,
Yeah, it didn't come.
no way.
Yeah, he lost the pack. Maybe he did. I don't know. He lost the pack. He couldn't find it.
That hurts. That
So
hurts.
I don't know how you lose a pack that could have a $25,000 card in it. But
Oh man. Yeah,
So,
that was a rest in
so that
peace
was
right
sad.
there.
And
Yeah.
I found that out. I found out. I mean, I still would have given you the shot at the hush anyway, but because I was over budget and I had just bought
So
that, so I was like, pass it, and then I lost it. So.
I thought that was a funny dynamic that happened between us, cuz like just giving y'all what so what happened was I seen the aura uh up there, and I'm like, oh, I just got a PSA 9. I'm like, do I pull this trigger, right? I'm like, it's Christmas. I'm not going to pull it. Yo, Dylan. I added Dylan. Dylan snags it immediately, right? Then he messages me, that he couldn't, he didn't want to go through. He want to slow down. So he throws me the alley hoop now, and now I'm in the same exact predicament with a little bit less, right? And I was able to pull
Mhm.
off two, but he bit the bullet on one. I bit the bullet on one. So we all came out fair right there.
Yeah.
But that is also a great topic. Maybe this is our last topic, but it's also a great topic for building relationships. Building
Hmm.
relationships and not burning bridges. All those things happen, especially in Facebook groups and Instagram. It's easy to be so headstrong that you miss opportunities, or that you don't, if you're not going to take the opportunity, give it to somebody that loves that card or doesn't have that
Hmm.
card, or just make sure you look out for other people, because it's going to come back around. Mine just happened to come back around like within what,
Really
30
fast.
minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
that worked
that's
out.
very true.
you
Yeah,
know
yeah. I like that. I like where you're going with that
yeah,
because like I get headstrong and like we'll get in a conversation and like if I ever say something, I'm not trying to like fight with people. I get like
yeah,
excited and like I defend
yeah.
my points, right?
Hmm.
Um, at the end of the day, we're all collectors, right?
Right.
And you have your opinion, and your opinion is 100% yours,
Hmm.
and it's perfectly fine.
Hmm.
I have mine, and I can
Hmm.
say I think you're wrong. You can say you think I'm
Right.
wrong. At the end of the day, like if I know what you like and I disagree, it's like, oh wait, I know this guy likes this. Let me throw
Right.
in this one. You collect this. That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. That's what he collects, and that's what
Right.
he thinks would be in value.
Hmm.
Um, so no, yeah, keeping your bridges unburned is a
Yeah.
very good thing. And
Because you just don't know what people have. You don't know.
yeah,
You
or
don't
what
know
they will have or come
what the
across.
because I'm not even being dramatic. I've seen a lot of people that has been headstrong in the past that's
Hmm.
calming down because Series 3 is coming out. And you
They're,
never
they're
Oh
retracting.
yeah, yeah, they're like,
They're retracting.
let's calm down a little bit. A lot of people are
I
as
mean,
antsy.
you don't want to burn with people who might buy from you. You don't want to burn with people who
For
might sell
sure.
to
For
you.
sure.
And just being a good person is always a
Yeah.
bonus.
Yeah. It's just, so uh definitely keep that in mind when we get in those intense Facebook debates that
Mhm.
everybody's a part of it. Like if you've been in the Facebook group long enough, you've been caught in the crossfire of some heavy topics. So and if y'all don't know, if you're new to the podcast or collecting Fortnite cards,
Oh,
just think of yeah,
we should shout out the Facebook page. It's called Fortnite Trading Card Exchange Buy Sell Trade. Again,
yes,
Fortnite Trading Cards
yes,
Exchange Buy Sell Trade. Look it up on Facebook.
yes. We'll put the link
We're
in
at
the
2 point.
description as well.
Yeah, we'll put the link up there. Yeah, it's a 2.2. We have 2,200 members right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty small, but it's a pretty good group,
Yeah,
and it's actually a really good Facebook group.
yeah.
Um, I haven't been scammed on there.
Mm-mm.
Um, everyone's really, really good. We coin stuff, So
Mm-hmm.
if you're looking for a good group to talk about Fortnite, um, or just to buy or sell, because that's
Yeah,
what I really use the group for. Because um, I know I get in there and I can just write a whole monologue on every freaking post. So like I started to slow down because I just kept giving away all this stuff and
man.
it was just biting me in the ass every time.
Like that's like it's a you have to keep some bullets to yourself. You got to keep a little bit of ammo.
Mhm.
Especially
But
when like his yeah.
I like to share, but even my wife was like, "Why are you telling everybody
Mm-hmm.
this stuff?"
You really yeah,
It's like
for sure.
I was like, I just like to share the knowledge, right? And
Yeah.
then Like, and then later when it bites me in the ass, and it's like I was paying $25 for a card, and now I'm paying 500-600.
Mm.
And it's like she's like, "Told you." I was like, "Well, it's okay. We're all in this together. I can't.
I was I was
You
watching
got to share information."
yeah, I was watching one podcast and they were doing the auction for PWCC and he had
Hmm.
his he had the cards he was auctioning that he was bidding on and he lost all of them. He said he's never lost an auction ever. He said he's pretty sure those people did not, pay for those cards, but it's just you have to be careful with,
Mm.
sometimes what you
He was doing it
you
live, and they
yeah,
sniped
yeah.
him.
Oh yeah, he got killed on all of them, so uh also just be aware that if you have a pick, these skins are alive. So a skin can just pop off at out of anywhere. It
Yeah,
literally
watch
happens.
our last episode for
Yeah,
that, because
yeah.
we went into that. Or is that the second episode? I'm not sure when we posted it.
I can
One of the first one
yeah.
of the first three podcasts, we talk about how quickly a card can jump.
Mhm.
So go check that out.
Yeah.
Because we filmed two in a row, so
Yeah.
they might be a little bit out of order for you guys.
Yeah. So we'll leave y'all with that. We'll leave y'all with that. I think that's good. So also share this. We're building this from the ground up. Uh that's actually kind of high ground. Anyway, yeah, we're building this from the we're building this from the ground up, but also just know that we're definitely we would love questions. We did this podcast episode based off of a question off of one of the great, Phil from the Facebook group. So sometimes we'll pull from the Facebook group, Instagram, and then even topics and questions that y'all give to us personally, and we'll build off of that. So let us know what you think. Leave a comment down below, and we'll be officially going live once we figure it out on our end. We got 24
Yeah,
hours, so yeah,
yeah, that'd be great. Once we go live, and you guys can just, if you guys are watching, you can just jump in the
yeah,
chat and ask us direct questions. And we're gonna be doing a lot of these videos
yeah,
and podcasts, so that
yeah,
you guys can just have something to listen to. So,
yeah, yeah, for sure. That's good.
yep, that's good. All right, guys, we'll see y'all next time.
All right, have a good one, y'all.